Those two players from China on the international world tour. Demonstration of power with the opening shot by Harimoto. So as Harimoto gets stronger and faster, he's still going to have the mentality to take the ball early. That's how he's trained. Look at this, no wasted time. Now in China, when Harimoto and Kizukuri beat Fan Zhendong and Xu Xin, quite frankly, Kizukuri was the more impressive player to me. But right now, Harimoto hasn't missed a shot. He's firing, he's playing for placement. His step arounds, his opening receive. To get in for a backhand receive like that with a left-handed player waiting behind you is pretty bold, but means you need to make a quality shot. First point for the Korean pair so far. Lee Sangsu over the table, quite strong. Lee Strong-Soo. Attempt. Comes down for a second bounce on the table, though. Still having discussions on Facebook with table tennis fans around the world for yesterday's diving point with Timo Boll and Lin Gaoyuan. A lot of interesting theories out there, a lot of interesting discussions on my Instagram and Facebook with table tennis fans. Opening forehand for JEOUNG Youngsik. Now, JEOUNG Youngsik at the Olympic Games in 2016 played so well that he got invited to the Chinese Super League. Lee Sangsu would love to play in the Chinese Super League if he has the opportunity. What happened? What happened to Harimoto? I want to see this again. I mean, the rally was incredible. I don't know if he thought the point was over. Makes a big shot. Watch Harimoto. Oh. Still unclear. Did he think it was coming deep to the backhand corner? It's possible. Harimoto never gives up. It just looked really peculiar. He started to move and then he stopped for a moment. Just looked around like, oh wait, oh yeah, it was my turn. So this is a big point to hang on to the lead. Extended back to 2 points. The Japanese pairing started to allow their opponents to come back in. The neon yellow shoe crew. Excellent opening by Lee Sangsu. Some new uniforms there for the Korean team as well, looking slick. Actually, both teams with new sponsors. Japanese team now, the men's side. A lot of table tennis developing around the world. New sponsors coming into the game. Brands developing and everything else. It's a good time to be involved in table tennis. But it's only going to be getting better. It seems to be on its way up and up in the world. 1 point game here, the Koreans just trailing. The run-through backhand in the middle of all that. Kizukuri with a ripping backhand from below the table. Right off the bounce. Lee Sangsu, how does he keep that in play with his backhand? And the racket straight up on that ball. Clever placement and a bit of side spin to go with it as well. Little high five, little congratulations in the moment. Again, fans rehearsing the shot in the crowd. Now, one thing about JEOUNG Youngsik, it feels like it's been over a year since we've seen him in a televised match, at least the later rounds of most of the World Tour. He's got a very wristy backhand, much like Oh Sang-un did. Very loose and fluid. And no question he felt that that was his responsibility. He had the opportunity. 3 game points for the young Japanese pair. counter comes right back. Harimoto brings the shot, but Sangsu is there. Third towel break of the game. First game point saved. Oh, the backhand rip. Harimoto takes the game. Him and Kizukuri 11-8 over JEOUNG Youngsik and Sangsu. It's a best-of-5 match. We'll be back for game 2 right after this.
Weiter geht's mit dem Zweitplatz des Herren-Finals 2014 in Magdeburg. Und noch einmal der Hinweis, die bitte absolute nicht sich fotografieren. Please do not use flashlights. Dankeschön.
Back for game number 2. No flash photography requested. Can be quite distracting for the players. I think the most memorable flash I ever saw was against Waldner late in his career for a Swedish national championships. Deuce in the decider. Strong start again. Japanese pair taking the first 2 points. Against serve, nonetheless, that over-the-table game. This is something the young players are working on. It's a development of table tennis. Ooh, break off the top of the net. It's funny, every time there was a net ball and somebody came in, they were trying to fanjandong it. But after Timo's shot yesterday, even though the point was not his, I think it's going to have to be a back and forth between Timo and fanjandong. Net posting out. So that's what it looks like. See that V on the table next to the net? You'll have a chance to see it again. I believe they call that the chassis, the piece that supports the side of the table. Oh, what a counter on 1 foot. Beautiful run by forehand wide. Kizukuri. I mean, this is the type of performance that not only gets you noticed, but earns you guys titles. Harimoto very much in the spotlight right now, has been for some time. But Kizukuri could be joining him at the Olympic Games. Who knows? Still 3 years away. A little bit less than 3 years away, Tokyo 2020. This is tough when someone's out of position. JEOUNG Youngsik solid in the blocking game. Bit more spin on that. Didn't close enough. Forehand flip goes out. Still a comfortable, comfortable is a strong word. Still an encouraging lead, as I like to say, I guess. Neon Shoe Crew with 2. And the net comes back. A little bit of table tennis karma. JEOUNG Youngsik with a bit more reach there. Still not able to get to that ball before its second bounce on the table. What to do, Lee Sangsu. Forehand flip can work. The quality of shots coming in. Excellent touch over the table. Oh, and that flip from KIZUKURI, so smooth. 2-0 for the young Japanese pair. The second one far more dominant than the first. Game number 3 could be the last. It's a best of 5. Stay right here for game number 3. Back for game number 3. The Korean pair down 0-2. Lee Sangsu and JEOUNG Youngsik again are just not standing up to the quick and over-the-table play from KIZUKURI and HARIMOTO. With all the different things that are developing and becoming more and more relevant in table tennis, the backhand, for example, serve and receive has been important for a long time, but the over-the-table play just seems to be getting more and more important. Even from behind the table now, the young Japanese pair outlasting the fast and powerful Koreans. A little bit off the top of the net, but a powerful forehand from Lee Sangsu. There was the apology from JEOUNG Youngsik. Forehand flip almost comes back. Lee Sangsu can be dangerous up on 1 foot over the table. I think the flip game is going to be really important, but as I mentioned, for taller players, getting in for that forehand, especially in doubles and having to get back out of the way, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a traffic jam for these two. The men in red. Oh, there was the block from JEOUNG Youngsik. The crowd quite impressed here, but a very focused pair on the other side. Is this the one? Yep. It's a difficult ball from that far out in front. Lee Sangsu is going to have to make his way back in. Oh, the flip again. Kizukuri running through, plays it parallel for the crossover. Again, with all the leg muscle Kizukuri's developing, it gives him a chance to get back into the point if he overruns that, if he crosses over Harimoto. Probably the most picturesque finish to a match I've seen was Quadri Aruna versus Yuto Kizukuri earlier this year. About midway through the year. Both ended up on the floor after the match, the winner and the loser. Spinny ball from JEOUNG Youngsik. When he contacts it lightly, he can get a lot of racket speed. Again, he's got the long arm span or wingspan. So this is the best that the Korean pairs looked so far. Already doubled their score from last game. Now, interestingly enough, Lee Sangsu, for me, other than beating Fan Zhendong and Ma Long in 2011 and 2012, in 2015, he beat Dmitry Ovtcharov at the World Championships. Ooh, looked like he caught his racket maybe on Harimoto for a minute. Flip and the placement. Love to see that again, to see Kizukuri getting near Harimoto on that run. Maybe later on in the highlights we'll have a chance. Second towel break of the game, and the pressure is on for the Japanese pair. Spinny opening backhand. Is this the one? No, that was the last point. JEOUNG Youngsik with the speed now, too. Remember him in Rio? Remember the matches he played? Backhand beauty. Lee Sangsu is a cannon on both sides. He's got a lot of strong points in his game. Although the way Timo Boll played might have looked quite otherwise. 6 game points for the Korean pair. The extra power goes a long way. It earns the point. Lee Sangsu again. The cannon explodes 11-5. And in this best-of-5 match, the Korean pair 1 game away from tying it up. They're on the board now, and we'll be back for game number 4 right after this. Back for game number 4. So JEOUNG Youngsik and Lee Sangsu starting to get more power in. We're even seeing JEOUNG Youngsik get some step around forehands in. He says, my serve, me, me, me. Sangsu very agile to get that shot in from the body. Wraps around a lot. Look at where that's played. It could have hit him in the left hip if he hadn't moved. Didn't have a lot of time either. So fast for Harimoto to get in. Really, his game is just developing. I wouldn't have called him a one-dimensional player before. He's just incredibly aggressive, consistent, strong over the table. He just doesn't allow players to get into the points quickly. If it weren't for Marcos Freitas playing very well here, Harimoto could have moved on to be in the late rounds of this tournament as well. Sangsu saying, don't come up with it, no need to spin up, forward, drive over and through. Kizukuri again, very controlled with that shot to play it back down the line, right into the crowd on the other side. It's the way to go. First towel break of the game. And you can see the traffic jam that's being created in that back corner, the backhand corner for the Korean pair. Kizukuri over the table. I'm really curious to see what happens as Kizukuri continues to develop, if he's going to face Harimoto in later rounds of tournaments. It's pretty much inevitable, really. The participation from the Japanese team is unrivaled by any other nation on the World Tour. That jumping, fanning backhand does not come down. Kizukuri with the big loop, and Harimoto trying to keep the pressure on from up close. There it is. So the lead has been recovered. Taken back by the Korean pair. Relative to the singles matches, the doubles matches are quite short, a best of 5. So mentally being down 2 or being ahead 2-0 and losing 2 in a row seems a little bit easier to recover than if you were up 3-0 and then playing a game 7. Comeback train doesn't stop. 4 points in a row, and the Koreans come back for the towel break, the second one in the lead by 2. They were on the other side of that, down by 2 before. Soft spinny one from Harimoto pays off. I feel like Timo Boll, the way Timo's been playing, is just such a reminder how important style is and creativity. And this is something while Harimoto has all sorts of skill sets. Tactically, he's quite smart. We got a timeout here for the Korean pair. See the coach up on his feet getting the water ready, and there's nothing to clap for. You know what that means. The lead has been lost 2 in a row for the Japanese pairing, but I was going to say, Harimoto, as he develops, I wouldn't be surprised to see more and more clever shots. It's just tough to know, right? In terms of how aggressive the game has become, a lot of people say it's more about power now than it used to be. There's less spin involved, the ball's spinning less. Okay, fair enough. But I think it's always been to the advantage of the person who can attack early in the point. Whoever gets the strong attack in first, whoever can win the point quicker, has a better chance of doing it. Assuming they don't, assuming their percentages are good, of course. For example, a chopper versus an attacker. If you have a wild attacker versus a consistent chopper, it's a different story. I'll be curious to see how things develop with table tennis, with sports tactics. And again, you see how Harimoto's game changes over the years. But he's not the only one. He just happens to be the youngest of one of many up-and-coming players. Again, Simon Gauzy broke into the top 10 recently. Ugo Calderano's on his way. Korea has a few young ones. Hong Kong has a few young ones. The Chinese Taipei team. We saw Lin Winru once. Curious to see him again. The 2 big attacks, the opening by Harimoto and the follow-up by Kizukuri. It's actually just Harimoto's serve. That's how fast and long it was. It felt like an attack. Nice play here. Kizukuri with the big opening backhand down the line. Gotta love the fist pumps here in this celebration. A lot of passion on both sides. Just more to celebrate about for the Japanese pair. They don't get much prettier than that for a receive. I mean, playing that to the short side into the backhand, that's right on the line, exiting the side of the table from a ball that was right near the baseline in the corner. So 3 championship and title points for the pair averaging 16 years old from Japan. No, not yet. JEOUNG Youngsik smooth and butter-like with that backhand. 3rd towel break of the game. 2 championship points left for the black and blue guys. Interestingly enough, not bruised at all. Better health right now in terms of score than their opponents. Not so fast. 1 championship point saved. That's 2 now, actually, in the timeout here. Makes sense. Coach Yu Harimoto said it right that time. Coach Yui Hamamoto. No, Yu Harimoto there, the father of Tomokazu Harimoto. Oh, it seemed like it wasn't clear that there was a timeout. There we go. They were over in the corner wondering what happened. A little bit of confusion there. That would be quite peculiar, I guess. If it wasn't clear that there was a call for, you might see a yellow card. I don't know. Players walking over to the corner of the court. Obviously, it was an honest mistake / miscommunication. Just a quiet timeout. From the camera angle, we could see Harimoto and Kizukuri going over. Coach on the feet. It's a really good crowd here. It's quite packed looking around the stadium. I think just under 5,000 here. Again, being at the events live, from having all the different brands and sponsors here, to games to play, chances to get pictures, autographs from your favorite players. I mean, Timo Boll wouldn't leave pretty much until everyone got what they wanted. That's just the type of person he is. I've worked with him before, known him for a while now. He won't leave until everyone's gotten what they want, unless he absolutely has to, which is usually not his choice. So 2 championship points saved. Third one right here. Oh, the spin shot, Harimoto just missing. They play that one wide to the forehand. Harimoto apologizing. It's a tough ball, Kizukuri's face. I hope someone gets a screenshot of that later. Deuce in game 4. Kizukuri. Again in doubles, he's been the staple for me. From the start of this match, Harimoto was playing well, but the more consistent of the two, Yuto Kizukuri. Not yet. Once again, another championship point saved. That 4 so far. From down 7-10 and then 10-11. Too wide, JEOUNG Youngsik delivering under pressure, that backhand off the bounce. Now, one thing that makes JEOUNG Youngsik's backhand so deadly is his timing. Not just the fact that it's wristy, he's fast, but he can take it right off the bounce. He reads the ball very well, knows how to find angles cross court quickly. Game point to JEOUNG Youngsik and Sangsu. Pays off again. Kizukuri grunting to get the upper body out of the way. So flexible. Look at it. He was already moving the other way. Wow, that's an impressive shot. Watch out, world, for Yuto Kizukuri. 18 years old, but you know what? A lot of players develop later. If you're not from China, chances are decent you didn't even know who Lin Gaoyuan was until he was 21. And now you very well know who he is. Another game point for JEOUNG Youngsik and Sangsu. Underspin on that serve. Subtle contact. JEOUNG Youngsik with the, you know, well, okay. After Sangsu chases down that forehand, it's JEOUNG Youngsik left with the responsibility, and the pressure is kept on by the opponents. Watch Kizukuri's shot here. No need. It was Harimoto who finished the point. So championship point once again. Just missing the line. Harimoto has had so many close shots, opportunities to win the title. The third ball will be with Yuto Kizukuri if Harimoto has the serve after this point, and he will. Forehand flip over the table. Game point back to JEOUNG Youngsik and Sangsu. This is only game number 4. But it's a chance here. There's a chance for the Koreans to take this to the deciding 5th. Sangsu, Lee Sangsu down the line. The parallel step around forehand, 16-14. What a way to come into game 5. The pressure is on. Is it going to be the teens from Japan? Is it going to be the 20-somethings? Lee Sangsu and JEOUNG Youngsik, game 5 coming up right after this. So here we are, the decider for the men's doubles championship match. Yuto Kizukuri cleaning the top sheet of his forehand rubber. And then Harimoto at the top of the screen. Some high fives. Some good karma, some good synergy out here. Good energy between the players. JEOUNG Youngsik and Lee Sangsu on the receive. Takes a lot of work out here. Really, Kizukuri is just so fast to get in position and comfortable countering on the run. This is why he looks like me. Excuse me, he looks nothing like me when he plays. He looks to me like Yuya Aoshima. Good thing he doesn't look like me when he plays. Backhand from Lee Sangsu, even stronger than the one that came in. So the Lee Sangsu shot comes in with a full 360 there. Yuto Kizukuri handles it. JEOUNG Youngsik spins it into the body, and Harimoto not able to block it back. Run by again, Lee Sangsu. Look at this shot. Out of nowhere, just a flash. No flash photography, but the flash can play table tennis. Lee Sangsu nowhere to be found. Leaves the scene of the crime. Way out of position, cuts across, slaps it, circles. Beautiful shot. So that backhand of Lee Sangsu has been trouble. Harimoto is going to have to find a new place, but the truth is, he's found a place. It's the other side of the table, hitting to a different player. They're not only going to switch the side of the table now, but the order of play as well, so Harimoto won't have to hit to Lee Sangsu. Kizukuri has a different quality of ball than that of Harimoto. Lee Sangsu seemed quite comfortable with Harimoto's shots coming in. Chop block from Kizukuri. way off the table. At a certain point, you feel like it transitions to a, I don't know, like a full-on backhand chop with side spin on it when you're that far from the table, but really like a chop block under side spin, bending out to the forehand. Wow, Harimoto has had many opportunities to finish points here, but just overdoing it. He's missed the line several times in the last game, toward the end of game 4. And obviously we're looking at one of the most promising players in the game. Just some tough stuff out here. Well played. JEOUNG Youngsik sees that Kizukuri's coming into the table, centering himself, and so he hits it into the body more. Perfect placement. Now on that Chiquita, the banana flip, the side spin that helps the ball sometimes bend on the bounce, made the ball jump off the net to the side. If it was straight topspin, it might have come down on the table. There's a big one from Harimoto, the backhand running away. Second towel break of the game. Down by 4. Much closer at the start of this one here. Oh, and a break off the top of the net, a 3-point game. Timeouts have been used on both sides. So what, 8-3 for the Korean pair, now 8-6. Harimoto and Kizukuri looking a bit more confident. Lee Sangsu and JEOUNG Youngsik had their time. They found the answers for a while, were able to keep the pressure on. And this is a smart decision. JEOUNG Youngsik takes a little bit of pace off the ball and spins it. A little bit of side and top with that backhand from over the table. Not going for a rip shot, just consistent pressure, well placed. Big shot once again, and now 4 championship points for the Korean pair. Soft flip, rocket backhand, that's all it takes. Lee Sangsu has been quite deadly in this match, and JEOUNG Youngsik has definitely shown up for some big points when need be. Oh, pressure on the serve, and they take the title. A tough match for Tomokazu Harimoto. Well played, but the best players out there today were JEOUNG Youngsik and Lee Sangsu. Korea will be on top of the podium. And a nice welcome back for JEOUNG Youngsik to see him in the later rounds of the tournament. Lee Sangsu, very impressive 2017, and it's not over yet. We've got Sweden next week for him. Wouldn't be surprised to see him at the World Tour Grand Finals in Kazakhstan coming up in December. Tough run for the Japanese pair, but congratulations to the Koreans Lee Sangsu and JEOUNG Youngsik, our German Open men's doubles champions. Stick around, we'll get into the women's singles final in just a bit, and following that, it'll be Tima and Demo for the men's singles final.